Imagine standing in front of a mirror and realizing that the reflection staring back at you is only a fraction of who you truly are. Science now suggests that beneath the surface of your skin lies something extraordinary, a quantum body, an unseen essence that transcends time, aging, and even illness. As Albert Einstein once said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. This insight opens the door to a deeper truth, that your real identity may exist beyond the physical, woven into the quantum fabric of the universe itself. The quantum body is not science fiction, it's science unfolding. Renowned thinkers like Deepak Chopra remind us that the human mind and body are not fixed machines but fluid, evolving processes constantly shaped by the quantum field. Just like a smartphone running on invisible signals, your body functions on subtle patterns of energy and information. These signals govern your thoughts, emotions, and even the electrical impulses in your cells. The concept challenges us to see beyond flesh and bone, recognizing that wellness, vitality, and resilience come from aligning with this invisible dimension of ourselves. Think of your quantum body as a hidden operating system. On the surface, you might only notice the apps, your daily routines, emotions, and physical health. But beneath it all, there's the software driving every process. When ignored, that software can glitch, manifesting as stress, fatigue, or disease. But when nurtured, it updates your life with clarity, balance, and vitality. Isn't it worth asking, are we aging because time demands it, or because we've programmed ourselves to believe it's inevitable? If quantum science suggests that aging could be, in part, a mistaken process, then perhaps we have more influence over our well-being than we've ever imagined. The promise of this knowledge is both liberating and urgent. Imagine a life where your mind-body connection is not just a metaphor but a practical tool for transformation. By cultivating awareness of your quantum self, you shift from being a passive observer of life to an active creator of it. As Rumi beautifully put it, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. This understanding reframes health not as a battle against decline, but as a partnership with the infinite intelligence within you. So, what's in it for you? The answer is simple yet profound, a chance to unlock a life of vitality, clarity, and deeper purpose. By exploring the reality of your quantum body, you gain the power to live with greater balance, reduce stress, and even slow down the effects of aging. The journey isn't about abandoning science, it's about expanding it, blending wisdom with cutting-edge discovery. The choice is yours: remain confined by surface appearances, or embrace the unseen truth of your existence. The invitation is here. Are you ready to step into the extraordinary? About the authors. Deepak Chopra, MD, is a world-renowned pioneer in mind-body medicine and the founder of both the Chopra Foundation and Chopra Global. With over 90 published books, including numerous New York Times bestsellers, his work has touched millions worldwide. Recognized by Time magazine as one of the top 100 heroes and icons of the century, Chopra continues to inspire readers with his integrative approach to health, spirituality, and human potential. Jack Tuszynski, Ph.D., is an accomplished quantum physicist affiliated with the University of Alberta and the Polytechnic University of Turin. His expertise spans quantum physics and biomedical engineering, with more than 500 peer-reviewed publications to his name. As a respected voice in his field, Tuszynski also serves on the editorial boards of several scientific journals, advancing knowledge at the intersection of physics and biology. Brian Fertig, MD, is an esteemed physician and academic, serving as an associate professor at Hackensack Meridian Health Medical School and a clinical associate professor at Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. Specializing in diabetes and endocrinology, Dr. Fertig is also the author of the influential 2-volume series Metabolism and Medicine, where he explores the complex relationship between human biology and disease. Key Takeaway 1. Supercharge your health, unlock the quantum secret to lifelong well-being. What if everything you believed about health, aging, and happiness was only half the story? We live in a world where billions are spent on anti-aging creams, medical treatments, and self-help programs, yet stress, illness, and unhappiness remain widespread. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in every 4 people will experience mental or neurological disorders at some point in their lives. But what if the real solution isn't in external fixes, but in tapping into an unseen dimension, the quantum realm, where the perfect state of health and vitality already exists? The great physicist Niels Bohr once said, "If quantum mechanics hasn't profoundly shocked you, you haven't understood it yet." This wisdom reminds us that the universe itself is far stranger, and more promising, than what meets the eye. In fact, Thinkers like Deepak Chopra and Rudolf Donzi argue that your quantum body is the foundation of well-being, not just your physical biology. This perspective aligns with ancient teachings, too. The Vedic concept of Dharma emphasizes harmony, purpose, and alignment with a higher order, a truth now echoed by cutting-edge science. To break this down, imagine your body as a smartphone. The hardware is your physical body, the apps are your thoughts and emotions, but the quantum body is the operating system, invisible, yet vital. If the operating system glitches, the entire phone malfunctions, regardless of how new or expensive it is. Similarly, when we disconnect from our quantum foundation, stress, aging, and illness begin to take hold. Doesn't it make you wonder, are we treating symptoms without ever repairing the source code? Think about stress for a moment. A tough day at work or a conflict at home doesn't just affect your mood, it reshapes your breathing, tightens your muscles, and inflames your cells. Science shows that chronic inflammation is one of the leading causes of major diseases worldwide. Now ask yourself, is the real issue external, or is it the way disconnection at the quantum level filters into every part of your being? This is where quantum healing principles offer a transformative approach that goes deeper than surface-level fixes. Surprisingly, the tools for aligning with your quantum body aren't complex or expensive. Breathing exercises, mindful seeing, and intentional feeling are powerful entry points. Think about how shallow breathing during stress contrasts with deep, calm breaths during relaxation. As Chopra once said, every breath you take is a chance to return to peace. By restoring awareness to your breath, you're not just calming your mind, you're reconnecting with the quantum field of intelligence that sustains your body. But the conversation goes beyond techniques. The wisdom of your very cells offers profound guidance. Cells exist in the present moment, cooperate effortlessly, and fulfill their purpose without anxiety or doubt. Isn't that a perfect model for human life? In the Vedic tradition, this alignment with purpose is called dharma, and embracing it allows us to shift from survival to flourishing. In other words, your body already holds the wisdom to live in harmony, you just need to listen. So why chase fleeting happiness through material success, achievements, or external validation when the deeper truth is that perfection is already built into your quantum nature? Well-being is not something you have to earn, it's your birthright. By aligning with this inner perfection, you can rise above the turbulence of daily stress, aging fears, and societal pressures, entering a state of lasting health, peace, and fulfillment. As we turn the page to the next chapter, consider this: are you ready to step beyond the old model of chasing external solutions and begin living in alignment with your quantum body's infinite wisdom? Because lifelong well-being isn't about temporary fixes, it's about unlocking the hidden dimension of health that has been within you all along. The journey to your highest potential begins not outside, but within. Key takeaway 2. Quantum reality explained: unlocking your hidden power of consciousness. What if the very fabric of your daily life, your thoughts, your choices, even your well-being, was secretly being shaped by forces far smaller than you can see? Imagine a world beneath the surface of reality, a place where aging, stress, and even limitation itself don't exist. That's the invitation quantum science offers, to realize that the quantum reality is, in fact, your reality. As Albert Einstein once said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. But what if you could look past the illusion and discover a deeper truth? At the heart of quantum reality are three fascinating principles: entanglement, non-locality, and the transformation of quanta into qualia. Think of quanta as the invisible building blocks of the universe, the smallest sparks of existence. Entanglement shows us that these sparks are connected, no matter how far apart they are, mirroring how human beings are linked through shared emotions, energy, and thought. Non-locality reminds us that the whole is greater than its parts, just as every cell in your body works tirelessly not just for itself, but for your entire being. And then there's qualia, the taste of your morning coffee, the redness of a sunset, evidence that the quantum becomes personal. Now, ask yourself this: if the entire universe is entangled, what does that mean about your place in it? Could it be that your thoughts ripple outward in ways you can't measure? The philosopher William James once wrote, "The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude." At the quantum level, this isn't just philosophy, it's science confirming the power of consciousness. To truly understand the mind-body connection, we need to include what sages have long called the causal body, the layer of existence beyond time, space, and energy. Ancient Vedic wisdom described this as the source of all creativity, the pure field from which reality itself springs. Modern physics now echoes this insight: your life is not just random biological activity, but the unfolding of consciousness itself. Isn't it remarkable that wisdom from thousands of years ago aligns so seamlessly with the frontiers of science? But how do you experience this connection? The answer lies in consciousness as the bridge. Each moment of awareness, from the breath you take to the idea that flashes in your mind, connects you back to this limitless field. In Vedic terms, this is Chitakash, mind space, the infinite backdrop of intelligence and creativity. Here lies the organizing power that supports you every second, even when you're not aware of it. Think of Chitakash like Wi-Fi, invisible, yet powering everything you do online. Similarly, your consciousness is constantly plugged into this infinite network of creative intelligence. Whether you're making a small decision at work or experiencing sudden inspiration, you're drawing from a source beyond the physical. That's why aligning with the quantum field isn't abstract, it's practical, offering resilience, clarity, and purpose in daily life. Quantum reality is not just theory, it is your lived experience. The flow of creativity, flexibility, and energy you tap into daily is proof of this invisible yet powerful field. Instead of seeing yourself as a limited individual in a chaotic world, what if you embrace the truth that you are part of an infinite, intelligent whole? What choices would you make if you fully believed in that connection? So, as you move forward, remember this: embracing quantum reality means living with greater awareness, intention, and purpose. It means realizing that your thoughts matter, your presence matters, and your connection to the universe is unbreakable. The next step is yours. Open your eyes to the miracle of your own existence, and step boldly into a life where creative intelligence shapes your reality. Key Takeaway 3. Quantum Breakthroughs for Awareness: How to Expand Your Reality and Unlock Infinite Possibilities. Have you ever wondered why so many people feel stuck in routines, living comfortably but without true fulfillment? Studies show that nearly 80% of people go through their day on autopilot, repeating patterns without questioning their deeper purpose. This is where the concept of quantum breakthroughs for awareness becomes a game changer. It's not just science fiction, but a practical shift in how you perceive and live your reality. As Albert Einstein once said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Ancient wisdom and modern physics both echo this truth. We shape our world not just by what we see, but by how we interpret and experience it. By looking at quantum principles for personal growth, we discover that life is far more fluid, interconnected, and transformative than we ever imagined. Think of your daily life like a playlist on repeat. While it feels safe, it eventually becomes predictable. Breakthroughs are like sudden remixes. They disrupt the monotony, awaken new energy, and reveal fresh possibilities. Instead of drifting through existence, they force us to ask, who am I beyond my routines, and why am I here? This question, though simple, begins the process of awareness expansion. Now, let's rethink reality itself. We usually assume reality is made of physical objects, but in truth, it is made of experiences. Light exists for us only when we see it. Sound exists only when we hear it. In this sense, reality is not an external structure but a woven tapestry of experience. If this is true, then what power do we hold in shaping that tapestry? The next insight is truly magical. The universe is a stage, and we are both its audience and its magicians. At the quantum level, particles are constantly in motion, dancing into forms that become our lived experiences. Just as a painter transforms colors into a masterpiece, our perceptions and choices transform vibrations into the reality we call life. As Rumi said, "Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion." Another powerful realization is the constancy of the experiencer. Despite the ever-changing chaos of daily events, the you that perceives them remains unshaken. This enduring self, untouched by the flux, is a reminder that at your core lies something infinite, stable, and profoundly real, a presence beyond all change. But here comes the real shift. Infinity is not some distant idea, it's the new normal. By aligning with the quantum field of infinite possibilities, we free ourselves from the boundaries of time, space, and ego. The small I, often driven by separation and comparison, is revealed as an illusion. Instead, your true self is inseparable from the vast, interconnected field of existence. Isn't it liberating to know that you are not limited to a fragment, but part of the whole? At last, we arrive at the most profound breakthrough. Existence itself is the crown jewel. It carries both joy and pain, light and shadow, yet in its fullness, it reveals our place in the cosmic design, not as isolated beings, but as vital threads in the universe's tapestry. These quantum breakthroughs are not abstract theories, they are invitations to live more consciously, create with purpose, and awaken to a deeper, more fulfilling life. So, as you step into the next chapter of your journey, remember, transformation begins not with the world outside, but with the awareness you choose within. Key takeaway 4. Quantum medicine and aging: can consciousness reverse time? Imagine a world where medicine doesn't just treat symptoms, but taps into the very quantum fabric of reality. For decades, scientists have explored how quantum theory revolutionized physics, but now it's reshaping the way we understand health, disease, and even aging. In this emerging field known as quantum medicine, researchers are beginning to see beyond DNA and chemical pathways, uncovering how our lifestyle, consciousness, and quantum processes intertwine to shape our longevity and well-being. Philosophers and scientists alike have long suggested that life is more than biology. As Albert Einstein once remarked, the field is the sole governing agency of the particle. In the same spirit, quantum healing and medicine views our bodies not as closed mechanical systems, but as dynamic fields of energy in constant dialogue with the universe. This paradigm shift challenges traditional biology and opens doors to more personalized, precise, and profound approaches to healing. At the heart of this revolution lies quantum metabolism, a concept that redefines how cells manage energy. Instead of simply converting food into fuel, cells operate as intelligent systems powered by nanoscale molecular motors. These motors act like tiny gears, coordinating life's energy flows. When disrupted by chronic stress or inflammation, these gears misfire, accelerating disease and aging. But when supported through lifestyle choices, consciousness, and balance, they demonstrate that metabolism is a quantum-driven masterpiece, far beyond what textbooks once taught. This brings us to one of the most radical questions of our time: what if aging is a mistake? Traditionally, aging has been seen as inevitable, a slow decline written into our genes. But emerging quantum perspectives suggest otherwise. Could it be that aging is not a rigid biological destiny but instead shaped by the states of our consciousness and daily choices? This isn't mere speculation, it's a call to rethink the very foundation of human life and vitality. Consider entropy, the natural tendency for order to break down into disorder. While rocks crumble and stars burn out, living beings seem to resist entropy, holding energy together against the odds. This suggests that reversing aging naturally may not be science fiction, but the very essence of what life is meant to do. In deep meditation, yogis have demonstrated extraordinary control over their physiology, slowing their heartbeat, reducing oxygen needs, and showing mastery over processes thought to be automatic. If they can do this consciously, what might that mean for the rest of us? This insight reveals a profound truth: the body may not be bound entirely by time. At a quantum level, where space and time blur, our consciousness might directly interact with our biology. Imagine your awareness as a conductor guiding an orchestra. When the conductor is distracted, the music falters. But when aligned, the symphony flows in perfect harmony. Similarly, the alignment of mind and quantum body could unlock new dimensions of vitality, potentially rewriting our relationship with aging. As the journey continues, we move from science into spirit. The power of higher consciousness becomes the guiding force. Early quantum pioneers like Niels Bohr believed the quantum world pointed to something transcendent, something beyond particles and equations. From this lens, life's joys, struggles, and even moments of destruction are seen as part of a larger evolutionary rhythm, a cosmic cycle where awareness itself is the greatest healer. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, wrote Ralph Waldo Emerson, echoing the same timeless truth. Ultimately, this field invites us to see health, aging, and consciousness not as separate domains, but as threads of a single tapestry. By tuning into our deeper awareness, aligning with the body's quantum intelligence, and embracing the spiritual dimensions of existence, we don't just heal, we evolve. The next chapter of medicine isn't just about extending life, it's about expanding life's depth, meaning, and connection. The invitation is clear: step into this new paradigm, and participate in the unfolding revolution of consciousness and healing. In summary, In Quantum Body by Deepak Chopra, MD, Jack Tuszynski, PhD, and Brian Fertig, MD, takes us on a journey that challenges everything we thought we knew about health, aging, and vitality. The book presents a powerful idea: we are not fixed by our genes or limited by the clock of biology. Instead, we are quantum beings, living systems capable of healing, renewal, and even influencing how we age through the choices we make and the consciousness we embody. The authors introduce us to the emerging field of quantum medicine, where biology meets physics and where our bodies are seen not just as machines but as intricate energy fields. They explain how processes like metabolism, once thought to be purely chemical, are actually guided at a quantum level. This perspective transforms how we understand disease, stress, and longevity, making space for personalized medicine that works with the body's deeper intelligence. At the core of this shift is quantum metabolism, the discovery that cells operate like nanoscale engines powered by molecular motors. When these tiny motors run smoothly, the body thrives. When they're disrupted by chronic stress, inflammation, or poor lifestyle choices, disease and aging accelerate. The message is empowering, because while genetics may set the stage, our awareness, habits, and lifestyle choices write much of the script. The authors pose a radical question: what if aging is a mistake? Instead of being inevitable, aging may be an accumulation of disruptions in our energy flow, compounded by how we live and think. Seen through a quantum lens, life is not designed to collapse into entropy, but to resist it, preserving order, energy, and vitality. This flips the narrative on aging, suggesting it may be far more malleable than we've been taught. Examples like yogis who use meditation to regulate their heart rate and slow down biological processes illustrate how consciousness can directly influence the body. At the quantum level, where time and space bend, the mind may indeed be able to guide the body's functioning. This paints a hopeful picture. Through awareness and practice, we might be able not just to delay aging, but to consciously shape it. Beyond biology, quantum body also touches on the spiritual. The pioneers of quantum theory always sensed that their discoveries pointed to something transcendent, a deeper reality where consciousness plays a starring role. By aligning with this higher dimension of awareness, the book suggests, we don't just live longer, we live more deeply, with greater meaning, peace, and connection to the whole. The inspirational message of Quantum Body is clear: we are not prisoners of biology or fate. We are active participants in the unfolding of our health, our aging, and our evolution. By nurturing our consciousness, making mindful choices, and embracing this quantum view of life, we open the door to not only a longer existence but one filled with vitality, purpose, and love. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Quantum Body. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so we can spread this life-changing wisdom to even more people. And if no one told you lately, remember this: you are loved, you are worthy, and you are spectacularly capable of achieving extraordinary goals.